Hey YouTube, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, July Wellness. If you don't already know, my name is actually July. You can find me on Facebook at the link that is in the description below. I am also Herbalist July on Facebook, so follow me over there. I'm kind of piggybacking a little bit off of my video from last week where I talked about the cold arrest procedure. And the reason I'm doing that is because since we learned that heat dismantles the exterior of this virus, heat is going to be your best friend, not just temperature-wise, but also in terms of herbs. Everyone that I work with, I'm always using the #1 ingredient in my ammunition, in my apothecary, and that is cayenne pepper. There is an article that I'm attaching that shows how cayenne, or the property in cayenne, which is the capsaicin or the capsicum in the cayenne, actually makes it difficult for this one particular virus, which is different from the one that we're, speaking of today. It's a little different from the pandemic from today, but just the simple fact that in this study, it took this virus and it made it difficult for the virus to invade the host cells. So there were multiple trials done, and it shows how with the presence of the cayenne pepper, we're gonna say, with the presence of the cayenne pepper there's not much that virus can do. Now we all know, or this may be new to some of you, that cayenne pepper strongly helps build your immune system. It cleanses your blood. It just accomplishes so many different things for your health. So that's why it is the #1 tool in my arsenal whenever I am having consultations with people. So what I suggest to you guys is putting a pinch of it in your water. So when you're drinking your water on a daily basis, while we're living this nightmare, if you want to call it, while we're enduring this whole virus thing, please put a pinch of the cayenne pepper in your water. Add a little lemon, just squeeze a little lemon juice in it, or slice 1 or 2 slices of lemon, drop it in your water. This can just be a cup of water. It can be 2 cups of water. If you're gonna do a cup of water, just a pinch of cayenne pepper. If you're gonna do 2 cups of water, I'd say use about 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And if you want to really give your immune system more of a fighting chance at disrobing this virus, add a couple capfuls of apple cider vinegar to a cup of water. And again, if you're gonna do 2 cups of water, add about 4 capfuls of the apple cider vinegar to your 2 cups of water. And just to make it bearable as far as the taste, you can add about a tablespoon of raw honey or a tablespoon of pure maple syrup, something just to kind of take away the bitter taste. But it definitely is going to clear whatever is going on in the back of your throat, especially if you feel that cough coming on. You don't want to allow that cough to cause the virus to work its way down the back of your windpipe. You're going to want to arrest this virus before it does anything or any bodily harm to you as a host. It's trying to use you as a host. It's trying to invade your cells. We are going to arrest it before it's able to do that by drinking this water with cayenne pepper in it. The other thing I wanted to mention along with the whole cold arrest process, you know, we talked about that last week, where you're using the hair dryer on your sinus passages. But here's the little bit of advice that I wanted to piggyback onto that and add on to that. When you're coming in your home, instead of coming from outside and touching everything in your home, why not have hand sanitizer waiting right at the entrance of your home? Because it's easier to clean that little nozzle than to go touching everything. I mean, you're gonna be cleaning your surfaces anyway, but please contain what you may possibly bring into the home by using the hand sanitizer. Like maybe if you park in the garage and then you enter the home from the garage, have the hand sanitizer right there on the shelf. Or if you have like a little mud room and you come in, or a little console or something, whatever, the little table and mirror, and you know, put the hand sanitizer there, use the hand sanitizer, clean your hands, have a hair dryer waiting right there for you to use on your body and on your shoes, on the bottoms of your feet and on the rest of your body, because it's possible that you may bring this virus into your home just from your shoes or your clothing or on your skin. You can avoid that with the heat from the hair dryer. Okay, so use it for, you're gonna use it for a few seconds just to kind of see if we can help break down the exterior of what may be waiting there. Then you now have time to go wash your hands. You can take your clothes off. You can throw them into the washing machine, put it on a high setting, a high heat setting, and then take a hot shower. These are the precautions we have to take if we must go out. Because while we are amongst this whole social distancing and the whole shelter in place order, while we're dealing with these things, we have to take the extra steps necessary to make sure that we don't put ourselves at risk or our loved ones at risk or people that we come into contact with, okay? So we know that this is short-lived. Even if it does last into the summer or whenever your climate changes, depending on the geographical region that you live in. Right now, if you notice, the places with the most cases of this virus are places that have cold climates right now. And they're the ones who are mainly affected mostly by the whole shelter in place order or ordinance or whatever it's called. So, but just like I was speaking with Esme today, and she said where she lives over in the Caribbean, they don't really, I think she said they don't have any deaths. They have had cases of the virus, but they don't have any deaths. And she said the same is going on in a few other warm climates. So the ones that are really experiencing the fatalities are going to be your colder climates because it likes the cold. It does not like the heat. And I hope you guys saw me make that correction in my last video because I misspoke when I said that it likes the heat, and it does not like the heat. So, and one more thing that I wanted to mention, when you are out for groceries and you're staying in the house because of this whole, you know, quarantine, be mindful of the foods that you're eating. You don't want to weaken your immune system with excess sugars and foods that are going to cause you to possibly contract a virus. So be careful with overindulging, you know, overeating. It's kind of like around the time of the holidays where people are in the home with their loved ones, they're off of work, they're kind of sedentary, they're not all that active, and they're eating. So be mindful of that. Don't overeat, because when you do, you're not allowing your body to continue to break down things that you put into it, the foods that you put into it. Your metabolism begins to slow down. And with a slower metabolism also comes a little bit of a weaker immune system. So just be mindful of that. Let me see. I think there were a couple other things I kind of wanted to mention. I wrote down how I had once did a video on the white tongue. If you have a white coating on your tongue, what that indicates. Usually it shows, you know, the level of toxicity you have. So along with that is the fact that with your saliva, you don't want your saliva to be thick. You know, so say for instance, when you go to brush your teeth and you go to spit out your toothpaste, how thick is your saliva? Is it hard to wash down the sink? Do you need scalding hot water to wash it down the sink? Is it thin and watery? Because if it's thin and watery, it's a good indication of how healthy you are. And so if it is not thin and watery and it is rather thick, it just goes to show that you are a little bit more susceptible to viruses. So be careful with that. But the way you can, just the same way when you're brushing your teeth and you use the really hot water to wash down what you spit out, it's the same principle with the cayenne pepper. The cayenne pepper will go in and it can melt all of that. So remember to use the cayenne pepper on a daily basis in your drink along with lemon. And you can do it with warm water, you can do it with room temperature, but definitely we don't want to be drinking cold water at this time. But please keep the cayenne pepper handy. Don't, if you need to carry it on your hip, then carry it on your hip. If you need to put it in your pocket, put it in your pocket. If you need to carry it in your purse, carry it in your purse. Back pocket, whatever, it doesn't matter. Please get some cayenne pepper. You can find it at your local health food stores. You can find it in your grocery stores. If you go to some place like Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, or Sprouts, you'd even find the organic cayenne pepper. I'm not sure if they have organic cayenne pepper at your local grocery store. Whether they do or whether they don't, some cayenne pepper is better than no cayenne pepper. So if you don't get the organic cayenne pepper, it is not a big deal, okay? But just make sure that you keep this handy. And like I said, I'm posting an article that talks about the scientific studies that were done with the cayenne, or with the, not the necessarily the cayenne, but the property of the cayenne used to dismantle or to prevent these another virus from entering your cells. Okay, so it's pretty much the same principle, guys. This virus does not like heat. It does not like heat, okay? So same thing, we're gonna use the spicy heat, the herbal heat, the heat from the earth. Along with that, it doesn't like the sun. If you go out into the sun, it dies in the sun. It also is dismantled by the vitamin D in the sun. Anything dealing with heat, it does not like, guys. So please keep that in mind, okay? Let's be smart, let's be wise, make wise decisions. I'm so grateful that you're following me on my channel. If you have any suggestions for videos, I'd love to oblige. Comment below. If you have anything you'd like to discuss on a one-on-one level, I do consultations. You can book them on my website, julywellness.com. Also, I can be reached by email, info@julywellness.com. And like I said, follow me over on Facebook. I look forward to meeting with you guys. If you are new to the channel, this is your first time watching, please subscribe. And for all of you who are watching this video, please give me a thumbs up. I hope you all have a really wonderful Wednesday. Please, please love on your loved ones. Stay positive. Remain happy. Watch a funny movie. Do something uplifting. Count your blessings. Okay? All right, guys. Take care. See you again soon.